Good morning, Ricky Parker. Well, we left Texas and headed into Oklahoma a couple weeks ago, and we got a lot done in Oklahoma. We stayed with Neal and Dawn at Nomad Neal's, and Neal put some Battleborn batteries on for us, and we have a video of that already, so you can go back. Last week I posted that video. You can go back and watch some of the install as Neal installed our batteries. I want you to watch to the end of the video because there are some special things that you do need to know if you're going back to Neal's to stay overnight with your RV, and a few different changes than when Alicia and Slade had it. So watch to the end of the video for that important information. And then we took our rig over to Rolling Retreats, and there at Rolling Retreats we had to have a couple of our suspension springs replaced on our independent suspension. And in this video today we're going to talk to Slade, and he's going to give us a little bit of information on the maintenance and what you need to do to look for those tears in those suspension springs. And then we had something else come up. What else do we have come up?
Batteries on the truck.
Yeah, when we bought this truck, we've had it a little over 5 years. And when we bought the truck, they had just installed new batteries on it. So we knew that these batteries, we were running on their last leg.
A little issue. We have more battery problems. The truck batteries don't want to stay charged up, so I guess it's time for new truck batteries too. So anyway, our good buddy Neal is gonna pull our trailer over to Rolling Retreats for us. Gonna have to go buy new truck batteries. The batteries are like 5.5 years old, so it's probably time. Probably time for new batteries, eh? Today we're at Rolling Retreats, where Slade will be replacing those torn rubber shear springs for us. We're excited to get everything back to tip-top shape and get ready for smoother towing ahead.
Well, I've got your replaced 2 of your rubber springs and adjust the slide. Is that all you got?
If you're a proud owner of a travel trailer or fifth wheel, you know that towing over rough roads can be a real challenge. That's why today we're going to talk about the recent repair we did on our independent suspension springs. Last year, Ricky noticed a small tear in 2 of our rubber shear springs. We contacted MORryde right away, as the springs are supposed to have a 5-year warranty. After reviewing the issue, they told us that the tears weren't severe enough to qualify for a warranty replacement. While they didn't think the damage was bad enough to be covered under the warranty, we argued that the tears were not going to get any better on their own, and replacing them was inevitable. Fortunately, MORryde listened to our concerns and decided to settle by sending us 2 replacement rubber springs at their cost. It wasn't exactly what we were expecting, but it was a great gesture from them. So if you're ever in a situation like this, don't hesitate to reach out to the manufacturer. Even if it's not an exact match for warranty coverage, sometimes they'll work with you to find a solution.
On the suspension, some suspensions have coil springs, metal. This has rubber springs. They're called shear springs. And you can see where this one is almost sheared. Can you see that very well?
That wasn't ours, though.
No, y'all's wasn't too bad. This one was still holding, but barely. And so when it gets this bad, you need to change them. Actually, before this, look at this side here. That's bad enough to change. They say all the way across and 3/4 inch deep. Then that's the life of it. Yeah, 3/4, 1 inch, and all the way across. Time to change it. I check them at least once a year, at least. And this might last 20, 30 years and never give you any trouble. And I've replaced them in 1 year. So
always look.
yeah. And they're easy to check. You crawl underneath your vehicle, and you look up, because that's where it always happens. This is always where it shears, is always the bottom one outside. And so just look in there and you'll see it if you've got a problem. Most of the time you'll just see what's called weather cracking. That's not bad. That's real often. In fact, you might be able to see some just real light weather cracking. That's okay. That's not.
Okay. So we're talking about the independent suspension.
Yeah, MORryde IS.
So are there any other maintenance that needs to be done?
As
to
far
the
as the
suspension?
spring, no, but there's a grease cert right there where it pivots. That needs to be greased 5 shots every 5,000 miles. I've had them like a toy hauler. I've had all 3 on one side, bad. And when they completely shear, there's a stop there, so it don't just fall over. It'll hit metal, and you'll be metal to metal, but you'll be leaned over quite a bit. And first sign of that, yeah. Here's one of our techs right here.
Working man.
He just changed the spring. What you doing?
I need a guy to drive a tractor.
Oh, well, that's me.
I left a cake back there for the
Oh, is
guys.
that for us? Oh, good. That looks yummy.
And we were talking about if it fails on the road, do they need to stop immediately, call roadside if they...
They probably need to go real slow to the next destination and call for help. Get a roadside assistance, or a mobile RV tech could come out and fix it, or if you're close to me, bring it in here.
Next destination sometimes is 400 miles. Do you mean like stop soon?
I wouldn't travel down the interstate at 70 miles an hour with a bad spring like that, but you could certainly go, limp it into the next place, but it needs to be addressed immediately.
Yeah, but ours just had a small tear.
I'd say any tear that's starting to develop, let's start making some phone calls and send some pictures.
That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, I went around and around and around with them. I said, look, I'm almost 1.5 inches now.
Yeah.
And it's a 1/2 inch deep. It's not going to get any better. So they sold me to it cost.
Something else a person can do very easily, you guys up there on the road, is go ahead and get when you're camping, before you go up your slides, go ahead and put your wheels up in the air. Put your jacks down that much and give those wheels just a little shake.
Right.
See if there's any slack.
Slack in the bearings.
Tiny bit of slack's okay, but anything more than that, need to take a look at it.
She tell you what the lady at Motion told her a while ago?
No.
I went in, truck batteries, they went kaput. Anyway, I went in to the back to talk to them, and she just went in and she said, can I help you? She said, was you with the older gentleman?
No, I said, she looked at me and asked me if she could help me, and I said, I'm with the guy that just came in. I need to get out of the cold. We're on the motorcycle. And she said, oh, the older gentleman?
You should go back in and tell her she just lost her tip.
Some of the 8K axles have a grease cert on the end of the spindle, and I recommend 2 shots every 5,000 on that, or none. The 9s don't have that grease cert, so pack your bearings every 15,000, if not sooner. If you do pack your bearings and they've got China bearings in there, let's put some Timken bearings in there, some good bearings. Keep your tires aired up to 125 cold. The hubcap, the new hubcaps, you need a number 3 screwdriver. And we're having a lot of trouble with those falling off. There's 2 screws on those hubcaps with the number 3 screwdriver. Put just a little bit of Loctite on there, the orange, and snug. Not tight, not loose, just snug. And that's the best way to make the hubcaps live.
Slade gives a very good hour or maybe sometimes 2 hour long presentation sometimes at local regional rallies. So SOITC is coming to Weatherford to Wanderlust in, I believe it's October of 26. He will be doing that presentation then. You're welcome to video the whole thing if you like, but anybody that wants a lot of info from Slade, I recommend making that rally. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go over all the maintenance, top to bottom, every bit of it.
Preventative is the best maintenance.
Preventative, all that good stuff. Maybe how some stuff works. Some people don't even know how things work.
Right.
It'll be a nice show. Keep your suspension in good condition, and it'll take care of you when you're out on the road. Because boy, the last thing you need. I've had 2 here lately, way off, and I've had to ship them parts. And
So make it a habit to get under your rig and check things, and then make that appointment with Slade.
Okay, I do have another question.
Yeah.
Shocks. How often should you change the shock absorbers?
I just don't have anything set on that. I'd say every 5 years, you know. I do have shocks, and I have changed them. Usually they'll disintegrate or tear up before they go out. But I'd say 5 years on the shocks, maybe 7. Kind of like your tires.
So Oklahoma's becoming a one-stop shop for us.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Motion across the road done as much stuff as they did. I thought they were just a tire shop.
Motion Tire. They're right across from Nomad Neal's, what used to be Rolling Retreats. And that's where Rolling Retreats gets all their tires, right? So Neal told us that they also install batteries. So Rickey went over and they worked us in and got our new batteries installed. And what else did they put on?
I call it a kill switch. It shuts all the power off, battery power off to the truck, which, you know, I was having to keep it plugged up all the time because it's got so much parasitic draw. But now I can cut it off and not worry about it.
Yeah, there's some things that continue to run even when the motor's not running. So now he can just kill the battery completely, or kill everything that's going to the battery, and not have to worry about the battery getting drained constantly.
Well, especially like if I'm working on it and the doors are open.
Yeah. While we were there at Nomad Neal's getting repair work done, we also met a lot of new friends, and we got to see some old friends. So we got to visit with Neal and Dawn, and there were some other couples there that we met. And then 2 days ago, Jim and Kelly came by. They're there to get some repair work done as well. So they'll be there a little while, and we all got to go out and eat, had a wonderful time together at a Mexican restaurant. But we just had an awesome time there, and we want to thank Neal and Dawn for allowing us to stay to get all of our work done, and we just really enjoyed our time there.
Nomad Neal? Yes, he's busy right now. Let me take your number and I can ask him to call you. Certainly. All right. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
As I told you earlier in the video, there are some changes if you plan to have work completed on your RV rig at Elk City, Oklahoma. Neal and Dawn are now the new owners of the property where Rolling Retreats was located prior to moving to their new location a few miles away. If you have gone there for service work before, or maybe even purchased your RV from Alicia, you are aware that the old Rolling Retreats location, there are RV hookups. Now when you go for service at either place, Nomad Neal's or Rolling Retreats, you can still hook up your RV for a small convenience fee of $25 per night. I would suggest to reach out to Nomad Neal if you plan to do so.
planned our route from Oklahoma up to South Dakota, we found out that we were just a few miles, our route was just a few miles from where some of our friends live in Kansas. So it was about 10 miles off of the highway that we were traveling. So we headed over to see them last night and stayed with them, and she fixed us a wonderful dinner, and we had a good night's sleep. And they live out on a farm in Kansas, and it was just wonderful to turn off the lights and lay down to sleep, and silence. It was perfect silence. There was no road noise. You didn't hear anything outside. At one point I did hear the birds were singing. So we missed that part of the country, but because where we were down in Texas, during the middle of the night you could hear people sounding like they were racing across the causeway to the bridge over to the island. But and we heard a lot of road traffic there because we were just behind HEB grocery store. Said all that to tell you we had a really good visit with Mike and Vicky, and we met them last year in Arizona when we were staying at Carefree Village, and it was a strange meeting the way we met her. Strange in the fact that, yeah, we met in church, but the way we met in church, and she's going to tell us right now how we met her.
We had just moved into a home in Carefree Village, and they were there camping for the season. And I was not getting acquainted with people, and I went to church and walked up towards the middle, and there was a couple of empty chairs beside this little lady, and I asked if I could sit beside her, and she said yes. And I sat there for a little while, and I might have tried to visit with her, I can't remember. But anyway, she said, I think I maybe made a mistake. She said, I think I maybe should have saved the seat beside me. And I said, oh, would you like me to move? And she said, yes, if you don't mind. So not knowing anyone, and I was embarrassed, I got up and thought, I might just go on back to the house. But as I was walking back down the back of the church, there was this couple sitting there, and I walked over to him and I sat down beside him, and I said, would it be okay if I sat beside you? And they said, absolutely. And that was our meeting, and we've become very good friends. And I like to say that I got excommunicated from the church before I got communicated. But that's our story, and it was a God thing. We love them, and we're so glad that we've become friends.
Good things are coming my way. Put a smile on my face and remember this life isn't just a race to be won. There's a world of possibility and it's waiting for me. I'm feeling.
Today we are on our second day of travel since we left Oklahoma. We have left Jennings, Kansas, where we boondocked with some friends overnight and just had a wonderful time with them. And now we are on to Sidney, Nebraska. Because the weather is going to be cold tonight and possibly maybe even some mixed showers, some snow, we may stay in Sidney a couple nights and let the warmer temperatures come in by Saturday. So we'll keep you updated as we travel.
Good things are coming my way. Put a smile on my face and remember this life isn't just a race to be won. There's a world of possibility and it's waiting for me. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Nothing's gonna stop me now, 'cause I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Come one night, it's okay to not be okay. At the end of the day, I'm choosing joy anyway. There's a world of positivity and it's waiting for me. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Nothing's gonna stop me now, 'cause I'm feeling good. 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 Nothing's gonna stop me now, 'cause I'm feeling good.
Well, yesterday when we arrived here in Sydney, Nebraska, it was about 59 degrees. And before we went to bed, it had dropped down to freezing. So we got some snow, but not during the night. The weather forecast said that it would snow after midnight, but it didn't start snowing until about 8 o'clock this morning. So they're having just a little snowfall. The temperature is starting to rise. It's 32 now, it's supposed to be 33, 34 within the hour. And this little bit of snow that's falling, nothing is sticking. But according to the radar, it's just supposed to go away. And as we move north, we're going to get into some sunny weather before we get there. We only have about 3.5 hours to travel, and we'll be in Hermosa, South Dakota, and that's where we'll be for the summer, at Heartland RV Park. We're at the Cabela's, which is now Bass Pro Shop, but they still go under the name Cabela's. But we're here in Sydney, Nebraska, where Cabela's had their headquarters, and they have an RV park. I'm thinking there may be 50 sites here. I'm not for sure how many, but there were only about 4 of us here last night. So us crazy people traveling north in the cold. But we are finishing up. Rickey's finishing up, getting all of his lights checked, blinker lights, brake lights, and then we're going to be on our way. So sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. So this was the Cabela's RV Park, and if you are in this area of Nebraska and you want to stay at the RV park, you do not make reservations. It's first come. So if you plan to stay here, I would advise to get here early in the afternoon. For us, that was no problem because people are just not traveling yet. You can also boondock in the Cabela's. You can see one guy over there boondocking. As we leave Sidney, Nebraska, we're surrounded by the vast plains that seem to stretch out for miles. The flat terrain gives you a sense of how wide open this part of the country really is. You'll see expansive farmlands and wide open skies with the occasional farm silo and grain bins. As we enter South Dakota, the scenery only gets more striking. The highway winds a bit, and every turn reveals new perspectives. Now, as we get closer to our destination, we start to see the peaks of the Black Hills. These forested mountains rise up out of the plains, almost like something from a storybook. The terrain here is more diverse, with deep valleys, winding rivers, and rock formations that start to stand out against the open sky. We are now entering Heartland RV Park in Hermosa, South Dakota, located on Highway 79, just 15 miles south of Rapid City, our home for the summer. Once again, we want to thank you for following along on our journey as Rickey and I are soaring together and living life in different places. Thanks for watching.